Yep. Here's my hot take. Hustlers aren't hustlers anymore. Controversial, I know. Hear me out. Back when I came up, promotion was firsthand, hand to hand, man to man, human to human contact, word of mouth. That was real promotion. That was a real hustler. Back before all this social media, which, yeah, I love social media, it helps, it makes it easy. That's my point. Social media made social media made it easy for everybody that called themselves a hustler, and nobody was actually out there hustling. And don't get me wrong, hustling doesn't need to be anything. See, I feel like when you think about hustling nowadays, everybody's like, oh, if they say they're a hustler, they must be doing something illegal. I hate that because no, a hustler knows how to get it on his own, him or her or whatever. They can get it on their own without having to rely on somebody. That's a hustler. For example, shoveling snow as a kid. We made real money. I made real profits off the snowstorms back then. I'm up here in New Hampshire right now, and there's a lot of snow. And I give credit to all the high school kids and all the kids out there hustling door to door, asking if people need help. They could use a couple bucks in their pocket, and they're going to go put in some real labor, put in that work, man. You know, we used to make 300 a storm a piece. Like, and we started that young. That's just how it was for us back then, though. So that's why I don't understand some of these crybabies that, and then they act like they're hustlers. They're not. They haven't had to hustle anything. And I'm gonna take credit. I've hustled the wrong things. I've made mistakes in my life. That happens. Did I make money at it? Yes. Do I regret? Do I regret every bit of it? Yes. I mean, that's just real life. So at the end of the day, though, by the time I was 12, 13 years old, I wasn't just knocking on doors during a snowstorm or in the summertime trying to mow a yard. I was in the yellow pages calling actual businesses trying to get a sponsorship for my father's racing. My father had a brand, Bad Apple. Here I am, Mr. Bad Apple Kid, Bad Apple Facts. As you know, if you don't know, please like and subscribe. Check it out. I got some stories for you guys. And, it's just crazy because I remember going through these yellow pages that were thick, big Bible yellow pages. If you know, you know, the younger generation, you don't know, but that was before social media and going every single business. And I mean, my father made sure I didn't miss one. It didn't matter if they all told me no. My dad knew me as a kid being able to propose it as a young man, 12 years old, 13 years old, proposing a advertisement, a sponsorship opportunity to a up and coming race team could mean a lot to any of these businesses, let alone it's a tax write off at the end of the year. So technically, that's for advertisement. And he taught me that. And I took that direct and serious because if I wasn't practicing for sports or training or helping him work on his race cars when I got home from school, I was in the yellow pages on the phone with a cord, sitting right up at the counter, just literally one by one. So nowadays, you know, I'm into the promotion. I'm good. I can sell. I'm a salesman. I can promote. I can promote myself. I promote the people that I believe in and I trust in. Shout out everybody. You know who you are. Shout out Boston. We'll start with that. So anyway, I got denied probably 5,000 times. These people picking up the phone listening to a kid try to give this sales pitch on why you should give us a check so we can go to the races and we'll put your name on our car. And like the type of advertisement you're going to get from that is going to help grow your business. And regardless, you're going to be able to write it off in your taxes. It's a great pitch and it's true. It is true. The issue is people had trouble. There's a lot of companies that are just like, yeah, no, you're done. You know, I never let that get me discouraged. And that's why I'm loving this. Like promotion, all that, that's my ballpark. And I'm pretty fucking good at it. Pardon my language. Don't demonetize me, please. Seriously though. Anyway, um, I got our hometown local Italian spot, which everybody knows from Portsmouth. OGs from Portsmouth. I'm calling all OGs from Portsmouth right now to comment on this about Mama D's. Mama D's Italian restaurant on Route 1 bypass, which is now the beer store. Then Gary's, it was Gary's, and then now it's the city. You guys all know. Come on now, I'm going to cut this into a short. Shout out Mama D's. Shout out Henry or Harry. I think his name was Henry or Harry. I'm sorry, I don't mean any disrespect, but that man was the first man to listen to me and be impressed. He was like, man, boom. That check was light. It was only a $500 check. But for a 13-year-old kid fresh home from school on my house phone, my grandmother's house phone, with the yellow pages, dialing numbers, I got somebody to actually be like, you know what? For 500, you can put our name on your race car. We'll support your dream. Come get the check. That's how being an entrepreneur and a real hustler was growing up in the 90s. And I'm not taking anything away from the social media. I use the platform as well. I mean, it's nice. I'm just saying it makes it easy. And it also takes the art away from it. There's an art to being able to promote not only yourself, but everybody else at the same time that a lot of people don't understand. And it's hard because everybody wants to get promoted and everybody wants to get promoted for free. And that's when you have to pick and choose, you know what I mean? Me, myself, I'll promote my boys in the whole movement, the whole New England movement. Shout it out, man. Let's shout out B. Luke. Want to shout out Maddie Tottenham. So B. Luke, that's the bounce back. Maddie Tottenham, that's the W number. Want to shout out Juno and Devin Don. That's the Lace Up podcast. This is that's the shit that I have no problem promoting. Shout out Wally Sparks, Cambridge, Gucci Mane, you know. And with the music side of things, Wally Sparks, he also produces some fire music. And shout out Mort Beezy. Shout out Big Preem, Arthur Supreme. We're going to shout them all out right now. If that's what I'm doing, that's what I'm doing. So, yeah, my top 5 right now, Mort Beezy, Arthur Supreme, Ronnie Blue Eyes. Shout out Ronnie Blue Eyes. And CMB Luke, which is a.k.a. B Luke. That shit stays on my playlist. But Exit Fame. If you guys don't know Exit Fame by now, you should definitely shout out Exit Fame and all the hard work and the accomplishments he's made. Along with everybody else. I'm not taking that away from anybody. Shout out Drama D, bro. How about that? Yo, shout out Drama D. Avenue Kings, man. Shout them out. It's my people right there. But sorry not to get sidetracked. I'm talking about real life promotion here, as you can see. I'll work that in, no problem at all. But I was raised to do that. Selling Girl Scout cookies or something like that. Like I would have been a beast at that. My father actually had a raffle at his gas station. $2 a ticket, 3 tickets for $5. This is when President Obama, 2008, and it was the recession. So gas prices were like $4.50 a gallon, almost at $5 a gallon. My OG was my father was raffling off 100 gallons of fuel out of his fuel station. $2 a ticket, 3 tickets for five. You don't understand how many tickets we sold in cash, and that covered that 100 gallons of fuel, and it was very successful. And that's just real hustling. Like when you get a spot in a brand, and to be able to put that on and be able to be smart enough to incorporate more things onto it, like merch. Nowadays, with social media and everything, selling merch is a thing. It's definitely something I'm getting. I'm gonna invest in the future because it's very easy to produce a profit, and I feel like people underestimate that. Meanwhile, here I am. This is me studying it, reinterventing myself because after prison, yada, 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 you know, being a hustler, nowadays you have to utilize this platform. That's why I'm here. And that's Bad Apple Facts. My name is Mike Anderson. I hope you guys liked it. Sorry if I was rambling, but it's all true. A hustler's a hustler. You know one when you see one. Respect.